Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to the African Messenger live online from our studios. As we've always said, we want to say peace to you again. This is awesome. It's an awesome day. It's a beautiful day here at the studio. It's really amazing. We wish everybody happy President's Day to all of people in our country here in the United States. We're celebrating President's Day, and we go back, we look at different president, what they had to bring to the table. It's really, really important and crucial. So pick up a book or go on Google and Google, the presidents of the United States. I'm sure all of them are out there. You can go from Abraham Lincoln to Theodore Roosevelt to all of them. I mean, like, seriously, George Bush and like Bill Clinton, and to the most recent one, Barack Obama, who's in power. We thank him very much for all the work that he's been doing, and all the people in this nation really appreciate that the fact that the president has been paying attention a lot to people, especially the middle class, and what needs to be done to help the middle class. And so we're really thankful to have Barack Obama as the president of the United States, as our president. We ask everybody to be with him, and all our leaders in Congress, in the Senate, and the House of Representatives, your own governors, and everybody else. Support our leaders, support the authority, pray for them, help them, bring ideas. And it takes all of us to help our leaders lead our countries in the right direction. So on this President's Day, we want to tell our leaders, the leaders of our countries, that we are behind you, Mr. President. We're behind you. Our senators, we're behind you. The House of Representatives members, we are behind you, and we support you as the people of this great nation, and we want you to be successful, because if our leaders are successful in implementing policy, this nation will be successful, and the people are going to rejoice. And so we are behind you, and we support you. On this important day, I also want to bring something that is really important to the table here that I want to talk about, which I think is really important. And thank you, Brian, for having brought this up, because it's something that we constantly and continuously continue to see about respect, the sense of respect, respecting people in authority, respecting our leaders, respecting our parents, respecting other people. It is something that seems to be kind of like getting lost within the new generation, within our community, and we want to kind of have this conversation about that, so that the younger generation can understand that respect, how crucial and important respect is. Respect is really, really important. Respect is as important as your future can get, because if you don't have respect, you are not going to succeed in all you have. And when we say respect, we're not just saying you get home, you show respect, and then when you get outside of the home, there is no respect. Some kids are doing that way. Some kids don't have respect at all in their parents. It doesn't matter if you live with both your parents. It doesn't matter if you live with one parent. Respect is very important. You need to learn respect. You need to learn the respect. You need to understand that respect was at the core of what society is, our community is, and our families are. In Africa, we say that it takes a village to raise a child. When they say it takes a village, they mean everybody in the village. That means if there's an individual who's seeing you out there going in the wrong direction, not doing things right for yourself, not respecting anybody, or doing the wrong thing, those people have the right to come and tell you, you are not doing the right thing, my brother, my sister. You need to stop doing those things, because they are not good for you. They are bad for your life. They are bad for your future. They are bad for everything that you're staying for. And we need to listen. You needed to listen. And we do listen sometimes, especially those kids who have been raised. And then I'm talking the methods of disciplines that may be different, but that's not the point. The point here is about respect. It's about respecting your parents. You need to understand one thing. There's a proverb that says that your shoulders can grow, but they cannot pass the neck. You can be as tall as you want to, but your shoulders will always be below the neck. And you need to understand, as a child, you're always gonna be below your parents. They are your parents, and you need to stop acting the way you're acting, especially young people nowadays. You go out there, you're dressing a certain way, your parents are trying to involve with your life, they're trying to show you the way, but you're trying to act smart, like you're smarter than them. Just because you speak English better than they do speak, it doesn't mean you're smarter than them. It doesn't mean you need to stop listening to them. Just because you're translating for them everywhere they go, it doesn't mean that suddenly you have become this big person who's not going to respect your parents. Not really. Just because your father died and you live with your mother by herself, it doesn't mean, and even if you're 20, 30 and you're a man, it doesn't mean you're going to have to start undermining your mother. You need to understand this is really, really important. Your blessing depends on how your parents are taken in sometimes, you know, because your parents have been put there by God. And when they've been put there by God, what they say goes. And you need to understand, you can have a conversation with your parents. It doesn't mean, if your parents are telling you to go steal, of course you're going to say no. That's simple. But I don't believe that there is one parents who want really bad thing for their children. I believe all parents want good thing for their children. But you need to understand this. You need to show respect for your parents. You need to show respect for your parents, because the minute you start showing respect, listening to them is important. I see kids at school too. They are in school and the teacher says this and they have all this freedom, but the kids have forgotten where they come from. They try to tell the teacher that, you know, I can't listen to you because you're not my father. It's not the right way to go about it. You need to remember what you came with. We do respect everybody. You need to respect everybody you meet. Strangers or not. People you know, people you don't know. You need to respect them. Do not try to imitate people just because some other kid is doing this. I'm going to try to act this way. See, if somebody is eating bad things, it doesn't mean you eat them. I mean, seriously. Just because somebody has been smoking weed, it doesn't mean you have to smoke weed. Or because somebody is eating meat, it doesn't mean you have to eat meat. Or because somebody bought a BMW, you don't have to buy one. I mean, does that mean if somebody is going into fire, you follow them? I don't know if anybody who would see somebody going into a house that's burning, they're going to burn themselves there and that person follow that person. If you can't do that because you don't want to die, because you know it's danger there, then why are you doing this? You need to understand, in the same way, not having respect or following whatever your friends are doing that are leading you to behave badly is always bad as leading you into this house that is filled with fire. It's really important you understand. Because everything is a result of something. That means what I'm trying to say is, look, it's like a domino effect. It goes follow one another. So, excuse me, I'm battling a cold here. But if you're not listening or respecting your teachers, that means you're not going to pay attention to them. And if you're not paying attention to what they have to say and how they have to teach you, that means, my friend, that your grades are surely going to be bad. Because you're not paying attention, you're not listening to them. What good are you going to be? You need to understand it's the same thing as at work. If your manager or supervisor say do this and you don't want to do that, or you don't want to respect them, you are not good for the work. You are going to get fired. And who's going to be suffering is you. If you cannot pass your grades or have you good grades at school or good record at school because of your behavior, because of lack of respect, then you're setting yourself up for some bad future. So, respect is really important. Respect starts at home. Respect follows you in everywhere you go. Even for the little kids, you have to show respect. You need to respect them. It's a really good sign. It's a good thing to have. It's a virtue. It's an important thing to have in life. And you need to remember that. You need to ask your parents if you don't know anything about that. If your parent says, you know, my son, you need to stop dressing like that, you need to listen to them. They know. They are wise. They have lived longer before you. They want the best for you. You need to start respecting, understanding, and respecting them. It is really, really saddening and hurtful. It hurts to look and sit there and see these young kids, you know, young kids out there not listening, going in a bad way, doing bad things, not respecting anybody, cursing on anybody, swearing on anybody, adults or not. These kids are swearing. You guys are swearing. You know, our generation, kids of our generation, that's not how we were raised. We're raised to respect. The minute you start respecting, that is the minute things start going in your life. Even your friend, you know, the minute you stop imitating, every little bad things you see and start taking the good things of everything. That is when you start becoming a very successful person. So you need to understand, again, I'm going to leave this with you. You need to understand that it takes a village to raise a child. And you, as a part of that village, it takes everybody to raise you. Even if you're 40, I am telling you, respect is crucial and important. You still need to respect your parents. You still need to respect your elders. You still need to respect the adult, because they are a part of that village. And that village wants the best of you. Because when you start running lawlessly, and you start making your own ways, your own decision, your own things, you know what that leads you? There's a sage that says, it's a saying in Swahili, asiyefundishwa na wazazi atafundishwa na ulimwengu. If your parents, you didn't listen to your parents' teachings, you know what's going to teach you? The world is going to teach you. If you don't want to listen to your parents and elders and everybody else telling you, teaching you about respecting people, the world is going to teach you. Because the minute you are there and your parents was telling you, you need to behave like this when you're being pulled over by the police or somebody, and the minute they pull you over, guess what you're going to start doing? Because you think you are a smart person, you start going, hey, what's up? I didn't do anything and get this and everything else. What you going to do, man? And all that things. That is only going to lead you into trouble. And you know why? The minute you find yourself behind the bar, you're going to sit there and say, oh my gosh, you know, my parents told me about this. I am not saying that's going to happen, but I am saying this. If you have respect, you are going to have a certain way of speaking. Your tone is going to be different. Your behavior is going to be different. Your way of thinking is going to be different about other people and everybody else. So you need to have respect. You need to consider respect a virtue. It is an important thing that you need to have in your life, that you need to maintain in your life, because it's going to lead you somewhere. When you respect everybody, you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, you respect everybody. And when you have enough respect in you, cursing isn't going to come out of your mouth. You're not going to swear on anybody. You are going to respect people and respond to people and have a conversation with people that is positive with the right tone. When you have respect, you have everything, and everybody is going to start respecting you. When you have respect, you are going to know where to hang out. When you have respect, you are going to know how to speak. When you have respect, you are going to know what to do. When you have respect, you are going to be successful, and you are going to let people help you get to where you're going, because with respect, you listen. With listening comes understanding. With understanding comes wisdom. With wisdom comes success. It's as simple as that. I am leaving you with that. You need to think about that. But remember, respect is important. It's a virtue. You have to have it. It's one of the foundation. It's really crucial. Again, it takes a village to raise a child, and the child is being raised as you, and the village is everybody surrounding you who wants the best of you. From the African Messenger Studio, this is Mr. Glorian Gazal saying peace to you. Thank you.